Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Revlon Photoready Insta-filter foundation. So I'm going to test the foundation on now for you guys, and then I'll do a check-in later on today and let you know how it wore throughout the day. This is the first time I'm testing it out, so I definitely will continue to test it after today's video and see how I like it. So this foundation actually retails for $17.99. I think that's a pretty high price for a drugstore foundation, so I'm hoping it's good. As far as the packaging goes, it's okay, but I don't like the sponge at the top part. I would rather have a pump. I'm not going to be using this sponge today. So I went on Ulta's website, that's where I purchased it, and it says, for Get App Filters, the Revlon Photoready Insta-filter foundation is a flawless finish foundation with a built-in blender to make you look as good in person as you do online. It says, innovative formula works with your skin type to even and smooth skin tone, full range of high-definition shades, fresh face, natural finish, medium buildable coverage, high-definition filter technology captures and transform any light to blur and soften flaws, leave the perfect app filtered look, SPF 20 protection, and all-day wear. So I'm going to apply one half with my Real Techniques sponge and then the other half with my Real Techniques buffing brush. This is just like my favorite brush at the moment to apply foundation with. Little warning for you guys. You need to shake the foundation before applying it. Do not take the cap off before you shake it. I shook it the other day with no cap on and foundation flew out of the little tiny hole that's there. So make sure that you don't do that. Even when I yanked the cap off after shaking, I dropped a little bit on my lap. Hopefully this shade is right. I got the second to the lightest shade. I got it in 130 Porcelain. I don't know. The lightest shade seemed like it was going to be way too white on me, and it was just kind of like, it looked like it had a pinky tone to it. You're supposed to just twist it from the bottom, and then a little bit of the foundation comes up here at the top. I'm going to squeeze it out and then like dab a little bit on my face. I'm going to go in on this side with my sponge. I didn't put any primer on my face today because this foundation claims that it's supposed to blur and soften your imperfections on its own, so I didn't really want to put down another primer that does the same thing. I have dry, sensitive skin, so I typically would put down a moisturizing primer or a primer that smooths out any like smile lines and things like that. But most of the time, as you guys know, I usually don't even use a primer. I just moisturize my face. I just washed and moisturized my face today. This is one side of my face done with the sponge. From a distance, it looks okay. It's got decent medium coverage like it claims to have. Although when I look up close, it kind of does emphasize like some of my dry patches here around my nose and a little bit up on my forehead. I can still see quite a bit of imperfections coming through because it's a medium coverage, and it does look kind of powdery on the skin, and where it's like clinging to my dry patches, it looks a little bit streaky. I think with this foundation, it's probably not best for dry skin. Okay, so now that I've applied it to both sides of my face, I was expecting to like the side that I used the sponge with better, but honestly, I feel like it looks a little bit more powdery, if that makes any sense, on this side. And honestly, I could see more streaks when I use this, which is weird. Usually that doesn't happen to me with the blender, but I'm going to do a second coat since it says it is buildable coverage and see if that works. And I'm going to put a second coat on my face with the buffing brush. I still notice though that it is emphasizing like some dry skin over here on this area. Maybe with a second coat I can buff that out. I would definitely recommend using a really moisturizing primer with this. I feel like maybe for those of you with oily skin, you might like this a lot better. Now I've got the full second coat on. It didn't really seem to do much of a difference. It does seem to be a buildable coverage, although I still just feel like with dry skin, it's coming out really cakey in certain areas. Like I've noticed the cakiness around my mouth and my nose. I don't know, so far I'm just not loving this right now. I'll wear it throughout the day. I think I'm actually going to spray it with a setting spray and see if that helps it at all. I'm going to go finish the rest of my makeup and then come back and tell you guys how I feel about it. And then I've got some errands I've got to go run, and then I'll do a check-in with you late tonight before I go take off all my makeup. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, okay, so sorry I didn't end up checking in after I did my full face of makeup. I just kind of forgot I had to get going and get errands done. So yeah, I'm doing the end of the day check-in with you guys. Just so you know, I forgot to tell you guys earlier, when I did do my makeup, it was like 10:30, 11, and it is 7 o'clock now. So it's been quite a few hours. I don't know if you guys can see, I took a closer look and it looks like my foundation has worn off, like around my nose area and around my mouth. It's just like, even in this area here, like you can see my redness seeping through because it's kind of started to like crumble off. I don't know. For the price, the fact that it's a drugstore foundation and it costs $17.99 and it didn't work that well, I just wouldn't recommend it, especially not to people with dry skin anyways. I am going to give it another shot. I mean, I did purchase it and it did cost me almost $20, so I'm going to try it with like a moisturizing primer. I did set it with the Cover FX setting spray, and that made it look a little bit better, like less powdery, I guess. I just feel like this foundation was meant for people with oily skin. That was like my biggest issue, with just it clinging to my dry patches. So I don't know, it's just definitely not my favorite. So yeah, leave a comment down below and let me know if you guys enjoyed the style video and if you want to see more like it, because I know I usually just do like a whole face of first impressions, but I can do more just foundation reviews if you want. I do have another foundation in mind that I want to go pick up from the drugstore. It's that new Maybelline Superstay foundation, so as soon as one of my stores gets it in stock, or maybe I'll order it online, I can do that one for you guys as well. And I have other new makeup that I just purchased that I want to try on for you guys, so that video will be coming soon. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and come follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!